Connection Saturday, and we are here with the founders of the Community Connection. We've been having a great time in studio, offline, just kind of talking to them, and they are, when they sent me their picture for advertising, I was like, this is the cutest couple I have ever seen in my entire life, and they have lived up to the image. So I want to introduce to some and present to others Matthew Mendenhall and Tamrah Mendenhall of the Community Connection. Please say hello to our audience.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
All right, so I want to just I want us to get to know each other a little bit before we start talking shop, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you guys been married?
Going on 3 years this March.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So tell us your story, because when I read your information, it seemed as though you were from North Dakota, and you're not. You're actually...
Yeah, I'm actually from San Diego. So I lived in San Diego all my life, but I moved to North Dakota for a couple of years to help my brother out with the family business.
Okay.
And it was a teacher store there. So we ran the teacher store for a couple of years. And then I came back to San Diego. I continued my sales career by doing marketing for Home Depot and other home improvement projects and different things like that. And the marketing then took me over to Las Vegas.
Okay.
And that's where I met Tam.
And so you're actually from Los Angeles.
Yes.
How did you end up in Vegas?
Just took a leap of faith. I was like, I had to make a change, and my best friend and I had made plans to go, and I think it took me like 3 months to get all my stuff together in order to go out there. So I transferred my job to Home Depot from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, and we met in Las Vegas. Yeah.
So we're in Vegas. Like, tell us about the meeting. What was it like? Was it love at first sight?
it was interesting. It was
for me.
close.
It was it?
When I saw him, I had just walked into work, and they always tell us when you walk in, you like look up and down the aisles, kind of greet people, because they don't know you until you have on the orange vest, right? Right. So I saw him. I'm walking. He's like, "Hey." I was like, "Hi." He was like, "Haven't seen you here." And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, "I've been here a year and a half." Like, what? So I was like, "Oh yeah, I haven't seen you either." But he had like a glow about him, and I was like, "Okay, well, he seems really sweet and charming." So he's like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Tamrah Antonia Materi." He's like, "Oh, how do you spell?" I was like, T-A with the accent, M-R-A-H. And he was like, "Oh, that's beautiful." I was like, "Thanks." Then my friend and manager was like, "Oh, stop harassing my cashiers," and she was like, "Go to the bathroom." All right. So I left, and then he comes back. And the second time gives me his card. He's like, "I really would like to talk to you. If you have any time." I was like, "Cool. Thank you. I'll take your card." I left it alone. And then a third time he comes back right at my lunch break, and he's like, "Well, did you want to go to dinner tonight?" I was like, "Okay."
I had to come back because I knew she wasn't going to call me. So you like, let's just go to dinner.
Okay, wait. Were you going to call him?
I have a lot of business cards in my apron. No, it's just kidding. I probably would have, but in a few days. I'm kind of like a procrastinator, which is, bad. So I was like, all right. His persistence is what caught my attention. I was like, wow, because like usually people are like, "Oh, where's your man? Oh, whatever." Yeah. So I was happy that he was persistent, and so I took my break and I called my Nana. I'm like, "Nana, I met this nice guy. He wants to take me out tonight. It's our Bible study Wednesday." She's still in LA, and I was like, "I know it's Wednesday, but I think I'm gonna go out on a date." And I was like, "I'll send you all this information." So I take his picture of his ID and his license plate, and I give it to my best friend and my Nana. I'm like, I was like, I think I'll be safe. So then he comes over.
How did you get my ID card?
I asked you for it.
Oh.
Like right there. So I was like, that's how my mom and my dad raised us, just to check you. You got to check everything. I know who you're with. And so we did that, and then he went ahead and drove us in his car. Usually I decide to drive because I like to be in control. But I was like, "Go ahead, you can drive us." And we had a great evening. And the thing that made me want a second date was his depth of knowledge about the Bible and about like God's love. And he had this chart linking up spiritual beings with human beings and the aspiration or the ascendance of spirit consciousness. And I was like, "Oh, that's really interesting. Like, I've never had anybody talk to me about that." So I was like, "You got some roots in the Lord." Like, so that's what set me off. And then from there, our second date was, I think we went to like Fizz, this nice little bar. I think it's owned by Elton John or something. But it was really nice. So we went there and just walked around, had a couple of drinks, and then we ended up talking and like singing church songs in the jacuzzi till like 3 o'clock in the morning, which is not typical.
Right.
So it was just so weird. I was like, my neighbors were like, I heard you singing. You were just sitting in the jacuzzi all night. I was like, yeah, it's kind of awkward, but it was a great night. We just went our separate ways from there. I was like, I think he's special, like really different.
Right.
So everything else went smooth. After that, it was like a whirlwind.
Okay, I'm going to pause you really quick. We're going to back up to Matthew.
Yeah.
Because listen, y'all, I just gave up my woman card because of what she told me offline. I gave it up. I'm going to create another, male, female, and then I'm just going to be in that other category because I've lost my woman card. Yeah, I've given it up for the rest of my life. I'm done. But before we get to that, let's talk to Matthew for a moment. So your skill set in sales, like you 3 times in one day, you went to the Home Depot. What made you decide I'm gonna go back in and ask her again?
I was like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna see her because I go to different Home Depots in that city.
Right.
And so the next time I would have been at the Home Depot probably wouldn't have been for another 4 or 5 weeks.
Okay.
So that's why I said, let me just go back in today. Okay. And ask her today.
So for you, was it love at first sight?
To me, it was.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you know?
To me, it was. I actually didn't know until that second date.
Okay.
When we really started diving in and talking and, and just really getting to know each other better.
Okay.
Then I was like, I think this is the one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I just find that so amazing because, and one of the things I loved about your I love about your story, Tamrah. I'm not saying your name right.
It's fine.
Tamrah. One of the things I like about your story is that you actually had Bible study with your grandmother every Wednesday. That's just kind of like your standing appointment.
Yeah.
And you're like, so Grandma, because you had Bible study earlier in the morning.
Yeah, early that day.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then from that, so you both have this love for God, and that's what connected you.
I think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think so, yeah.
So one of the things that I want to inspire our listeners with is for those of you who are in the God, when is it going to happen for me mode, just trust him and know that he'll take care of it. Because they're both you're from San Diego, you're from Los Angeles, but you met in Las Vegas.
Right.
And you just so happened to meet in Las Vegas because you were kind of like, I want something different and I just want to move.
Yeah.
And so just know that if you really believe, if you're trusting God for a relationship, know that he'll make it happen. So stop trying so hard.
Absolutely. What's funny, though, the year, my birthday before that, I was 26, and I was sitting on that same patio in my apartment in Vegas, and I was like praying. I was like, God, I'm tired of feeling like I'm doing the same thing, like running in circles. So I was like, what should I do? So I just sat there, and I went on this 60-day fast, no sugar, no salty stuff, no alcohol, no sex, no nothing. Stay straight. So on that 60th day, I was praying in my room, and it was just me and my little dog, an empty house. And I'm praying. I was like, I just want to hear you. Tell me, let me know you're here. So I heard the warmest, sweetest voice say my name, and I just said yes.
Wow.
And I freaked out because I was like, I'm in the room by myself. I had a moment. I was like, oh. So but after that, my best friend was like, stop looking. Just keep moving forward and stay focused on your goals and your dreams. And the person is waiting for you will come right in front of you. And that's how it was. He was like, hey. I was like, all right.
Wait, no, he wasn't just hey. He was hey and
how
persistent.
Are you? Yeah. Oh, my God.
I
But it was in my way. I couldn't pass him up if I tried.
Wow.
So it was like we just ran into each other. And it was perfect. So soon after that, my best friend found her husband too. We both moved to Vegas together, found our significant others, and she's now here in San Diego too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so my best friend and I are really tight. So we both found her.
So with the little bit of time we have left, I would like you to explain to our audience why I have given up my woman card for the rest of my life. So, on the day of her wedding, please tell us what you did.
I'm an avid baker, so I researched how much it costs to get a wedding cake, a 4-tiered 4-flavored wedding cake. It's something like $800 or $1,800, and I was
my goodness,
not about to come out of my pockets for that. So I decided to make my cake and fill it and cellophane wrap it, freeze it, and take it to my godmom's house.
Tell them your starting point.
So I started in Vegas. I baked my cake. I wrapped it, filled it, put it in my cooler, froze it, drove it to Corona to my godmother's house, then drove it to San Diego for that Sunday morning, frosted the cake in the church, in our reception hall, and then went ahead to the hotel, got my face ready, took my pictures, then headed out to my wedding spot in Mission Bay.
Tell them about the flowers.
And so I kind of guerrilla styled the flowers. I went and bought some orchids, which are edible flowers. And then I grabbed some poppies, some California poppies in pink and green and orange, and I kind of swiped them from this like driveway. So I was chopping through this lady's poppies, and I just dipped out in the car. It's me and my bridesmaid and my matron of honor, and we just hopped in the car and drove off. But I had to come up with a quick solution because I had made orchids, sugar covered orchids, and they didn't turn out good. They like wilted. So I was like, okay, this is my guerrilla style moment to make this work. So the poppies were replacing the sugar covered orchids, and I had fresh orchids, and I sprinkled a little bit of edible glitter on everything, and my cake came out fantastic. Then ended up just going to the hotel and getting my pictures
So on her wedding day, she made her wedding cake, drove it from Las Vegas to Corona, then to San Diego, set it up in the reception hall, got her face done, made a new batch of edible flowers, then got in her dress and got married. So I'm done being a woman for the rest of my life. I have given up my card. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it to some degree, but I now bequeath it. All of my womanness, whatever I have left, has now been.
Oh my God.
That's why I married her.
You're a smart man. You are a smart man.
Man.
Okay, so what made you guys decide to go into business together?
It was just a need. San Diego was like when I came here, I felt like it's a metropolitan city, but there was like so much disconnect with the businesses here and the community, the sense of community between the businesses. So he was like, I've been talking to all these businesses, and everybody has stuff going on, but nobody knows what each other is doing.
Right.
So he was like, I'm going to put together a directory, and we're going to start talking to people and connecting businesses with people. So we just came up with it from there. We were hitting the pavement like hard. Almost every event that was going on from we got here in November, like the 23rd of November, right before Thanksgiving, and then we pushed from there. We got every farmers market, every cultural event, every open house, every meet and greets, getting cards, meeting people, letting them know what we're doing, asking them for permission to put them on a directory, letting them know it's free service, and there's a Facebook. You can leave us comments, you can leave us questions or any updates that you want. And it just went from there, and it snowballed. Now we're putting on, what's his name? Roosevelt Williams III's event's coming up on the 25th of
March. Yeah.
Is that
that's the Black
Power event
Business Mixer,
right,
for young Black Indian business?
Okay. Yeah, my technical director told me about that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, so
cool.
Definitely for those of you who are online right now, you're on Facebook and you're watching us through Facebook Live. If you have not done so, check out the Community Connection page. Tamrah and Matthew Mendenhall. We're going to find out more about the Community Connection and all the things that they're doing, how it got started, what its purpose is. So if you are a business owner, an aspiring business owner here in the city of San Diego as well as Los Angeles, you definitely want to tune in because you want to find out what these young movers and shakers are doing. We're going to take a break for station identification, and we'll be back in just a moment.
You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at ktav.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry.
All right, we are back here in studio with, and I just have deemed them the cutest couple in existence. We are back with the Mendenhalls of the Community Connection. So let's start with, what is the Community Connection? Let's start there.
So the Community Connection is an organization that provides services, free services to businesses, individuals, organizations. We provide services for their businesses. So we have a free calendar of events. So if you're running an event that you would like to advertise to the public, then just give us a call or message us on Facebook, and then we can put that event on the calendar for free on our website. And then the second service we offer is a business directory. We have a business directory for each culture. So right now we're building up the Black business directory, and we'll put you in there for free. So just, again, give us a call, and we will put your business in the business directory for free.
Absolutely.
And then the third service that we offer is the newsletter. We have a newsletter that goes out to the community, and it features different things that's going on in the community.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so I want to backtrack just a little bit, because you have, so if there's a Latina business, you have all of the businesses that either cater to or primarily promote Latina business within, whether it's the San Diego community or the Los Angeles community. They can go there to find whatever it is that they need. And so you do that for the African American community, the Latina community, the Asian community.
Right.
Oh,
exactly. Yeah, it's culture based.
Right.
And we offer is faith based. It's also family friendly. And it's culturally diverse. So we are a faith based organization. We are Christian, and we all the events that are on our calendar are family friendly.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So the events in the daytime, whether they be business networking events, farmers markets, any type of maybe a family movie night or something, something that you can get out there and get involved in the community and just be a part and really just start talking to each other again. That's really what this is all about.
Right. I love it. I absolutely love it. So let's segue into, let's use that as a springboard into the next question. What was the need that you were trying to fill when you all created this?
So there's a couple of needs that we found. And when we started this business in 2015, we were talking to different people in the community. And I had originally had this conversation with Onaje Everett, a very good person in the community. And we said, hey, the leaders in this community, not just in San Diego, but Los Angeles and other major cities in the nation, aren't talking to each other. They're doing their own thing. And then also these organizations don't know that other organizations exist.
Right.
And then, of course, on the general population level, the general population, it really isn't getting out and getting involved. So we said, hey, we see an opportunity to get these leaders to start talking to each other again.
Right.
And get these organizations to start linking up with each other and cross-promoting each other's events and really giving the general population opportunities to get out there and start talking to people.
Right.
And creating your relationships with people, because we are all a family.
Oh, I absolutely love it. And what's great is going through you, it really, I'm not going to say it eliminates the need for advertising, but it's like a grassroots, really build longevity and purpose, because we're talking about getting out and meeting someone rather than just trusting an ad to take care of it for you. You now get out there and you're saying, hi, I'm Simone and I have a radio show and you have this, and we should connect and we should collaborate because what you're doing is amazing and more people need to know about it. That kind of, that's wonderful.
Yeah, exactly.
So When I was reading through the information that you sent me, there were 3 words that kept just popping up in everything that I read. And one was faith-based, the other one was family-friendly, and culturally diverse.
Yeah.
Why are those things important to you?
Our family is large. His family is most definitely culturally diverse, as is mine. He is Masculino Apache and African American. I am West African and African American. And so our families have different both dialects and food or national dishes and things we like to eat, which all stirs up, what we like to eat. It makes us a melting pot. So our culturally diverse families led us to, we search, we go to different grocers to find great foods, different markets. So we run into all these new people. We've learned to love all their cultures, and we just want to share our love of our diverse culture with other people, and especially like-minded people. So our families are, our solid ground. They're our foundation. So that's where we got the idea of it. Because they're out there, like most of our family, or his family is teachers, and work in like public school or our personal private teachers, and then my family are officers, and my grandma's a teacher or was a teacher. So we have this love for helping other people, and it was just another way to kind of reach out, and also to share our story, kind of a mission of sharing love and joy. And food, like I love food. I went to school for culinary arts, so anything that has to do with health and living long, hopefully I live to 103, but those are my personal goals, and I want other people to share their goals, likes, and aspirations through food and conversation and business too.
Wow.
Yeah. And also for the faith-based part of it and the spiritual aspect, we believe that when it's faith-based, God's going to take us in the right direction. God's going to lead our business into the right direction. He's going to, when our goal is to bring the family together, then like they talk about the body of Christ in Corinthians, that body it's a tight-knit body. And the Spirit of God keeps it together. So we figure that, hey, if we keep this organization faith-based, then that Spirit's going to keep the body together, and it's going to bring that family together and bring us together so that we can start communicating with each other again and go where God wants to take us.
Absolutely love it. And one of the things that really stand out to me about the two of you in starting this business, because so often, people will clamor for, what is my purpose? Why did you create me? What am I here to do? And really just using you all as the example, look at your life and look at your foundation. What is in it? Because whatever God has put in your foundation is what you can pull out to find your purpose. I mean, your families, your backgrounds, the diversity that's in your family, the diversity in your backgrounds really kind of propelled you into this, okay, we want to take what we already know that's germane to us.
Yes.
And then take that and take it from a small scale and put it on a larger scale and bring everyone in.
Right. Exactly.
I love it. Absolutely love it. So my next question for you is, the community connection really uses kind of a two-pronged approach. Talk to us about that two-pronged approach, because it's leaders and then it's community members.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a top-down kind of approach. So we want to attack the organizations at the organization level, and really get all these organizations connected again. Right now we're focusing on the Black community in San Diego and Los Angeles. So we want to get these organizations to know who each other are. We want them to know who each other are, and we want them to cross-promote each other's events. And then we got the leaders at the leadership level. Now some of these leaders, many of these leaders in San Diego and Los Angeles are wearing different hats, and they're a part of multiple organizations.
Gotcha.
So what we want to do is we want to get these leaders talking to each other too, because then they can start connecting those organizations together more robustly. And then, of course, we want to do a bottom-up grassroots approach, which is the general population. So we want to get out there and say, hey, everybody, we have all these wonderful family events you can come out to. Come on out, get involved. If you're an entrepreneur, come out and start network with other people. Get your mentors and really just start talking to each other again. So those three approaches simultaneously will really get that family more cohesive.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Absolutely love it. And what's great is a lot of times, we hear Southern California, right? But San Diego and LA can be such diverse worlds. Absolutely. And so to know that there is this bridge that can connect business owners from San Diego to business owners in LA who maybe do the same thing or want to expand their business. Right. I think that's just a great way. Did you hear that? So if you're in San Diego and you're an artist and you're looking to connect with an artist in LA, you may want to go through these guys.
Exactly.
Because they have the connection. Yeah. I'm just throwing that out there for free.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. So speaking of that, you have part of it in San Diego and part of it in Los Angeles. So what is your big picture vision for the community connection? Do you want to branch out beyond San Diego and Los Angeles?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The goal is to be statewide, if not worldwide, if we can push it that far. But our dream is for everyone to have almost like a compass. So if you get in, like say I fly to New York. I'm not from New York, but I want to know what's going on, where I can see people who are like me, where I can find food that I'm going to enjoy, where I'm going to find great music and cultural events. And you type in the community connection, it pops up and lets you know where you're at, what's local to you, where you can source your foods, where you can find a good place to rest your head, where you can find a good place to hear some music and meet new people. So you're not necessarily alone when you're somewhere. Just like, I guess, going out into the world and trying to find a job. You want to find a connection who you can branch off to and find a career or find an open door.
Right.
So it would act like that. Wherever you go, you can always find something that'll fit you or tailor to your likes or dislikes.
That's right. Yeah, and we're focusing on disadvantaged communities right now. So we of course want everybody to be connected, but right now the disadvantaged communities need the most help.
Right.
And we look at we look at what's going on in the East Coast and in Atlanta and other parts of the country where the African American community and Black community already has it together.
Right.
But we want to focus on cities that major cities that need the most help. San Diego, Los Angeles. Detroit. We want to do Detroit with New York, Austin, Dallas, Chicago, that kind of thing too.
Okay.
Really get the African American disadvantaged populations in those cities.
Trying to build them up
as a cohesive unit, as a cohesive family. Yeah. And then we can build up from there nationwide and eventually back out to the world as well.
That's absolutely wonderful, and I really do love the concept because, for example, I like to travel, and so for someone who likes to travel, it's kind of nice to know, I'm just projecting into your future,
absolutely.
Amen, that when that time comes, and I decide that, okay, I want to go to, and I'm going to say like D.C., right? I want to go to D.C. and I want to find out what's there, that I can just type in Community Connection D.C. And I can pretty much find out, okay, here's everything that I know has been vetted, that's safe, that's good, you're going to send me to the right neighborhoods,
right.
Here's where I can go during the day, here's where I can go at night if I want to go out, here's, the best playhouses, whatever the case may be, and you guys are kind of like a warm blanket that I can take with me wherever I go.
Yeah, exactly. We want people to feel safe.
Right.
And, as part of the family.
Right.
And say, hey, we have a family event we're going to go to.
You like it too, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that's great. I really do. So now, here's one of the questions that I want to ask you. It has been said for San Diego that San Diego is kind of like a tough city. It's a metropolitan city. It's a big city with a small town feel. And so to a certain degree, it makes it kind of a tough city to break into. Like once you're in, you're in.
Yes.
But the getting in part, what has been your observations?
It's the African American community here in San Diego is about 150,000 African Americans. They're spread out throughout San Diego, but they're not as excited or in tune with togetherness or cohesiveness as, say, Atlanta or other cities in the east or the south.
Gotcha.
So we figure we are a for-profit company.
Right.
We figure if we can we can cause people to become more cohesive and more involved in San Diego, we think our efforts can be duplicated elsewhere, like in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, So San Diego is a pretty good testing ground, I think, for us.
Right.
That if and when we are successful here, then, which I know we will be.
Right.
Which is why we're doing it. Then we're going to go ahead and expand out.
I think the businesses out here they're not necessarily tough to break into or tough to get to know. It's just trying to collectively find all of them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them, some people aren't into technology or don't want to necessarily put themselves out on a broader scale. Mm-hmm. They like that down home feel where it's you know what you're going to get. They have fantastic, like there's a fantastic grill man. He has a truck and his food is amazing. Mm-hmm. But he's like, I just want to keep it small. He's kind of like word of mouth, which is fantastic. But I want everybody to know about him. So I'm like, come on, let's push. Let's get a bigger venue. Let people know who you are, where you're at, because then it could only help you.
Right.
So the businesses out here, they have a lot of fantastic foods, soaps, lotions, and amazing jewelry. Mm-hmm. And we just want everyone else to know about them too. So I guess trying to find these wonderful businesses that have so much potential, right, to be able to expand their business and make everyone aware of who they are and where they're at and where they can find them. That's been one of the testaments. That's been kind of a little bit of a hurdle, but it's going better. The more we communicate, the more we're out there, the more we invite them to come and see what we're doing, the better it is to stir up the pot and get more people involved, and the more that brand starts to stick out, and more people are used to finding them or can readily find them, or they're searching them out like we do.
That's wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful. And it sounds like you have the wonderful task of just kind of getting out there and pounding the pavement and meeting people from diverse cultures and neighborhoods and then bringing them together into this little mini melting pot.
Yeah.
Absolutely love
trying
it.
new things, that's the funnest part for me.
Oh my gosh.
Enjoying all this new food and fantastic soaps. Yeah, I could talk forever about the wonderful people we've met, and their products are fantastic, like good for the skin, good for the soul. There's like you had Danielle on your show. I think so her business is thriving and amazing. Like I can't wait to get started. I've been lazy about it, but I was like, girl, I'm about to start hitting the pavement hard too. Why not?
Right.
Fitness should be my sickness too.
That's right. Shout out to Fitness is My Sickness. Hey. Okay, you guys, we're going to take a break for station identification. We will be back with the Mendenhalls of the Community Connection in just a moment.
You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at ktav.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry.
All right, we are back here in studio with the Mendenhalls of the Community Connection. I keep tripping over my tongue. I'm going to blame the flu. So here's some of the things that I want to segue into, because you brought this up a little bit. There are some businesses out there that are kind of technology adverse. And they're kind of like, I just want to do what I do and not really. And then there are businesses who have embraced technology, everything about social media. And so my question for you is, what can we do as a community to embrace technology rather than to demonize it, because it's almost like they're splinter camps. You know, there are some people who are like, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. And then there are others who are kind of like, no, technology is the reason why the community is broken down and we're not together because we have these artificial relationships through social media and we're not coming together. Talk to us about what can we do to utilize the resource to help further the building of community?
No, I mean, just to feed off of what you were saying, the technology should be viewed as a bridge to get where we want to go. So really what we want to do is we want to start talking to each other again. We want to be able to communicate with each other again. And I mean, even in the ancient days, people would communicate with each other through the spirit. They didn't even have to talk. They would just think things and you would know what they're thinking. You know, we really want to get back to where we were. And part of that, in order to help us get there, is to utilize this tool of technology to say, hey, we can get to talking to each other again. Let's start talking to each other again. So let's look at it as a tool. And then also what you were saying, people don't have websites. Some people don't only go off of word of mouth, like the really good cook that we met at the grocery store. You know, they were just off grid. But our job is to grab multiple points of contact information from people. We want to grab their phone numbers. Then we go and we search for social media profiles.
Phone numbers, emails, social media profiles, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And we just connect them through the community connection. But then after we've been there at their, like say, with the, I forgot his name, but after we visit a business, we try their foods or we try whatever it is they offer, and then we give our opinion on it. Like, oh, you know, I think I had like 3 massages, but 3 different fantastic women, and they're each of them have a different craft, but I just speak on the best about what they do and how much they've helped me. So once you show them that just a comment or a shout out of love and praise to what they're doing, it'll make people notice them, and that will get the ball rolling even more so than what it has been. So the community connection in Facebook, if like we've learned that once you post an original post, it will have more of opportunity to show up in somebody's reel more often. It'll come back, so it'll give a person more opportunity to see your face, even if they may not be interested in it at first. They're gonna see it and see it and see it, and after seeing and hearing about it, they're gonna go and say, hey, let me check this out. So not to bombard them, but just to remind them, hey, I'm here, check me out. I'm brown like you're brown. Come and visit and see what I have to offer you, because I'm here to love on you. But it literally bridges the gap between the word of the mouth folks and the people who are on Instagram, or the people just may see you driving by. You know, it lets them get another view of it and from someone else's perspective. Because a lot of people base their shopping or their visiting venues based on what somebody else said. So the best thing you can do for any business is to talk well about what they produce and what they provide, so that they have a deeper understanding and just a personal touch. It just shows love and favor. So that's what we're trying to do. Get to know the people and put the people in front of new people, trying to link up hearts.
I love that. I really do, because it's a sense of, it's the oldest form of advertising and the most strongest, which is word of mouth. Because the more trust is built up between the two of you and you become known as a go-to source in the city, then the moment you say, oh my God, try this restaurant, or try this masseuse, or try this fitness center, or try this nutritionist, then people start to automatically associate, oh, well, I know the Mendenhalls that they recommend quality, so if they recommended it, then this is good, and I'm going to check it out. And then it starts to draw in a flood of people that way. And it serves to take us. We can talk about it on social media, but the most important part is we start to cross that bridge. We start to use technology as a bridge to lead us back into the community rather than to splinter out.
That face-to-face experience is so keen. It's like so important.
Okay. As business professionals, what are the top 5 mistakes that you see startups make? Any kind of startup.
Spending too much money. Like, starting off your business in debt or saying, you know, I have to have this amount of money to do it.
Right.
When you can start from nothing. Start from nothing. And I mean, because God's going to provide regardless of what you have or what you don't have.
Right.
But if you just work with what you have and push your dreams out there and make sure you put your best foot forward. But like I always say, quality. So if it has my name on it, you better believe it's going to taste good, look good, smell good, and it's going to be right. So you make sure that you're producing the best quality product you can possibly produce and put your heart into it. If you put your all into it, it's bound to come back to you and bless you in tenfold or more, you know? Yeah. So I would say starting with a low overhead with the business, starting with a sound business plan, having a fantastic mentor to guide your business plan, and allowing your works to be your mouthpiece.
Right.
That would be like the best thing for any startup.
I agree.
Advice.
I agree. And the two biggest mistakes when I ran the teacher store with my brother in North Dakota.
Right.
Number one, we didn't have a mentor, and that's the biggest mistake that I think we made.
Right.
We didn't have a mentor that we would consistently go see and grab advice from. But what I would recommend is have at least two mentors.
That's really good.
Because, and the reason why I say that is because, have one mentor who's like does things more on the risky side, and then have another mentor who does things more on the conservative side.
Right.
And then we'll get together and say, hey, let's talk about what their strategies are, and then let's go ahead and make our decision.
Yeah, work the balance.
So
absolutely.
that was one mistake that we made. The other mistake we made was that we didn't have enough cash overhead in the beginning.
Right.
So we had to fill the store with merchandise and product, but we did it by ordering product on credit.
Right.
And that's a no-no.
Right.
That is a no-no. You can't. You probably could do it if the people were coming in consistently.
Right.
But we didn't really have a firm grasp on the people coming in the store consistently. So if we would have had a cash reserve doing that teacher store, we probably would have been able to ride out the wave.
Oh, that's really good advice. So, low overhead.
Yes.
Make sure you have a mentor.
Right.
And I agree with your comment about having more than one.
Yeah.
John MacArthur, I cannot for the life of me recall the book right now, but he talks about that in one of his books, that you can't just, it's not a good idea to just have one person as your go-to, because, one of us is not as smart as all of us mentality. Right. So low overhead, make sure you have a couple of different mentors.
Sound business plan.
Have a sound business plan. Yes. It's great to have a dream, but have a business plan, and I want to say have a business plan that's open to being vetted by your mentors.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To have someone say, because I think so often we kind of subscribe to if they say something negative, then they must not be for me. No, if they're telling you to go for it, but this particular part of your plan is not going to work, it may not be it's not going to work forever. It's just not going to, it's not suitable for you right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, either I've been in business for this long or I've had this much experience in this area. And so,
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Have the constructive criticism always, it'll balance out.
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then the last one you said was do nothing on credit. Right.
Well, yeah. Well, in our case, yeah. I would have.
Cash. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, be creative and make it work. That's the best advice.
Great advice.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful advice. My next question for you is, what's the best advice that you received that you it was good advice, but you were kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's good. And you waited a while before implementing it. And then after you implemented it, you were like, why didn't I do this sooner? Have you had that experience, and what was it?
So for me, it was putting my pride aside and asking for help.
Gotcha.
And I grew up thinking that, I'll look weak if I ask for help, but it's silly to think like that.
Right.
Because there's other people who have already done what we want to do.
Right.
And they have experience and they've already done it. So we just need to ask them for help, and let's ask them for help and avoid all those mistakes.
Right.
So really just putting my pride aside, asking for help. And if I would have waited, I'm kicking myself for waiting that long.
Right.
But if I would have done that a lot sooner, I probably would have made much better decisions in the years past.
Wow, that's very transparent. Thank you so much for that. Because it's something so simple, but it's so true. It's the whole, like, I have to ask you for help. You never know who's that person that has the information that you need to propel you to the next level.
So what's so interesting is that it's counterintuitive, because you would think that if you ask for help, people are going to look at you like you're silly. But when you ask people for help, they want to help you.
Right.
And they want to give you that knowledge. People have so much knowledge, they want to give it to you. So once I passed that barrier of fear of asking other people for help, I found, oh man, it's so much easier. And we're getting all this help now. It's wonderful.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What about
Patience. Being patient. So like we call ourselves the fire and ice. I'm the wild one. He's the calm one, and he keeps me focused. He's my anchor. So I'm always used to being hasty. I'm like, I want to do something, I'm about to do it right now, or yesterday. I wanted it done yesterday.
Right.
So I
have no idea
learn.
What that is, by the way. None whatsoever.
Everyone, you've been there where you're like, God, I want that new car. I wanted that car 10 years ago before you came out. But I used to rush into things thinking I had a concept of how to do it right, or I know what I'm doing, I got this, but you end up bump your head. So my dad and my pastor would be like, hurry up and wait. It's like, sit down somewhere, say what you want to do, and then put together a plan to execute it, and then take account of the pitfalls that could happen, take account of the losses that could happen. And that's what helped me to like settle myself, especially when I'm like gung-ho. Like, I usually just run into things kind of half seeing, but when I get there, I'm like, I'll just, improvise. I'm improvising my life. But the slowing myself down and really taking time to consider the cost, consider what's going to happen, what things I need to figure out first, that really helped me. So patience, being patient, understanding what it is, the goal that you're trying to execute, and knowing how to do it. And especially asking for help is absolutely keen. Like, you have to. I have to know where I'm going, or at least talk to somebody who's been there. You can't cross the desert with somebody who's only lived in a suburban city, you know what I'm saying? So, most definitely being patient.
Great advice. And it's really foundational things, patience and letting go of pride and asking for help. It's like those are the things that really need to be in the foundation of any business venture, any venture that someone you want to start, that you want to have quality and longevity to help you grow. Absolutely love that. We are 2 minutes over our time. I'm getting the notification from our TD, so we'll be back in just a moment with the Mendenhalls of the Community Connection.
You are listening to the San Diego station of inspiration. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. KTAV Radio. For more information on how you can advertise your business, event, or services, please visit us online at ktav.tv or call 619-246-6131. We are also offering 30 and 60-minute time slots for your ministry or podcast. For more information on how you can become a part of KTAV's Station of Inspiration lineup, please call 619-246-6131 or visit us online at ktav.tv/ministry.
Okay, we are back here in studio. We are about 10 minutes away from the top of the hour, and we are with the Mendenhalls. Have a wonderful interview. Thank you so much for being in studio with us today. Here's my question that I want to ask you. What do you do to cleanse your business palette? Because a lot of times in business, we can become so myopic, and this is where I want to go, this is what I want to accomplish, this is what I want to do, that if we're not careful, we can start to stifle creativity. So what do you do to kind of cleanse your palette so that you can start over and see things from a different perspective?
Well, I always look for businesses who are doing better than I'm doing. So, like, we found this man, I think his name is Philip something, but he's on Instagram, and he makes amazing chocolates, like the most elaborate, beautifully created, with this, he has like an eye for design and a palette like of the gods. So I've been looking at the the flavors that he puts together, his presentation, his execution, the way he brings in his I call it the lifeblood of the business, the way he continues to replenish it is so flawless. Like he's thought of it in my head. I'm like, he's thought of everything.
Right.
And I have a business called Divine Decadence, and I am learning to turn my business over to make it more palatable, more diverse, and more health conscious, and at least to pull in or change directions in more of a healthy, uplifting way. So it's not burdensome or calorie filled things all the time. So to have more variety and more of a, how would I say this? To have more diverse and more interesting combinations.
I'm glad you brought up Divine Decadence. Talk to us about that. I love those two words, Divine Decadence. It just kind of flow right out of the mouth, right out of the lips. What is Divine Decadence? Divine
Decadence is my bakery, and it's an online bakery. You place your order online. I'll get an email or text to my phone, and I can call you with more information or to ask you more questions like, what are you allergic to, or what do you like more so than others? Say if you like buttercream, or if you like whipped cream, however your palate rides. And I just kind of take intake from the clients to see what it is that I can best suit them with. And I love being creative. So what's there is not all that I can do. It's just almost like a blueprint to what you could have. But you can ask me for anything, and I do, gluten-free custards. I do vegan friendly. I do diabetic friendly, because my grandmother is diabetic, so I've always kind of tailored to what people need and what they like. And most definitely, I am creative. I can come up with anything, and I'll do tastings and everything.
So what are some examples of the things that you do through Divine Decadence? I have
cookies and cakes, pies, everything from chocolate chip to red velvet cake, red velvet cookies. I have I'm starting to make new snacks or treats that are like Rice Krispie treats, but with ancient grains like kamut and spelt and rye.
Oh, wow.
So I'm trying to push for health now, more so than ever. And I'm incorporating fantastic flavors and tastes with textures and health, so that people can have the sweet treats they crave with a healthy backing. So we're trying to go for things that are nutrient rich, that have a great amount of fiber, protein, things that will keep your body going. So I have a lot of like kind of similar to Kind bars, but with more grains that are African based. So I do a lot of quinoa, a lot of amaranth, and a lot of teff, and incorporate that in my cooking, my baking, to make them more nutrient rich for our bodies. Yeah.
So I've obviously heard of quinoa, because that's kind of like one of the buzz grains right now. But teff and amaranth.
Teff and amaranth,
Amaranth.
They're
what is
beautiful.
That?
There's these teeny grains with all this nutrient. They're fiber rich, protein rich, and they're amazing for the brain stimulation, brain growth.
And they're alkaline too.
So we're trying to make your bodies last. I'm trying to get to 103. 103 is my number, right? So our intent is to fill our foods with nutrient and fiber rich foods that will not only aid the body, but it'll make the body more alkaline and make your body work the best for you. So my motto is to live health, not just talk about it and say I'm trying, but I'm going to do it, and do everything from my desserts to my baking. I also do savory foods as well, so I can cater either side. We can do breakfast sandwiches, or we can do breakfast muffins, or granolas, or cereals, however you like. I am most definitely I have a vast variety of things I could do, and I'm open to it.
And so this is Divine Decadence. So you do sweet and savory.
Yes.
Great. So what's the website? How can we find out more information?
It's ddbakery.net, and you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. And this is my face just smiling as usual. I'm always like, hi. But contact me. My phone number is 714-989-3405, and I'll take phone calls. I'll take text, and any suggestions and or questions if you have, say like favorites, or even things like our Uncle Andrew has this pie, an avocado pie. And I was like, what is this avocado? It's supposed to be sweet. And you assume avocado, salty, savory avocado or guacamole dip, but it's a sweet pie with I think he said something like macadamia and graham cracker crust, and it's like this smooth avocado with lime and lemon in it, almost like a curd, but it's not cooked. It's just a chilled pie.
Oh, like a key lime?
Yes, like a key lime, but with avocado, and it's like creamy and zesty.
You had me at macadamia.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna try this. So if you have a recipe or an idea of a recipe that you've had as a child or have had at a restaurant, and you can't quite put your finger on what's in it, give me a call and I'll figure out how to make it work. So I'm down to try or create anything new. I'm always open for suggestions, and creativity is my niche. So my papa named me Kumba. So let's try something.
I love it. So you all are new-ish parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially working with the community connection and all the things that you want to do to bring diversity of culture together and to build communities and to get us talking to one another again. Talk to us about the legacy that you want to leave your child. What do you want to leave? What do you want her to remember about Dad, Matthew? And Tamrah, what do you want her to remember about Mom?
I want our daughter and our children, God willing. We want more.
Okay.
I want our daughter and future children to know that we have tried our best and put our best foot forward to bring everyone together as a family again.
To solidify their future.
Right.
And we know that when that's done, then their future is solidified, because children will copycat.
Right.
And so when they see us solidifying their future, they're going to be more likely to solidify their children's future. Yeah. And we just want to build that generational thing, and we want to have that go on and on and on.
Growing and communicating, yeah. So she sees us talk to people every day, meeting new people, asking them about their cultures, and tasting new foods, and being able to really dive into a personal conversation and relationship with people. Right. So she's gung-ho about talking to people. Like, she has a huge heart and a big personality, but she has this longing to just want to meet and greet people. So she's like, "Hi kids, how are you doing?" Like, she is a little me, and I love that she's so outgoing and spontaneous. But her heart is in the right place. So if she sees somebody hurting, she wants to know, what's wrong? Are you okay? You need help? My mommy can help you. Like, she's very animate about being there for people, to be kind. And it seems like in this world, so many people's hearts are callous or dry, where they have no sympathy towards one another, especially in a situation of need.
Right. And
so we're trying to show her that we are all here to help one another. If I'm failing at my business and I have a friend or a neighbor or anyone who is doing a little well off or better than me, I should want to become friends with them. I should want to learn from them. So it's a studious mindset. Right. Letting her know that it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to bump your head, but the greatest thing is that you get back up and you try it again, and you try it with a resolve and a knowledge of what I can do to make this work.
And I love that you've instilled in her at a young age that failure is okay. Yeah. Because so often, I think one of the things that cripples a lot of adults, and I know it was a battle that I had to fight through and conquer, was the idea of failing. You know what I mean? You do something and you want to succeed, and it doesn't go the way, and so it's kind of like, oh my God. But being an entrepreneur and starting in your business, whether it's for-profit or non-profit, whatever the case may be, being an artist, it's going to be a series of trial and error. It's going to be a series of, I'm going to try this, and if it fails, that's okay. I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to try it again. And so I'm failing forward rather than failing backward.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So I love that you've instilled that in her at a young age, because I think if we can eliminate the fear of failure and see failure through a different set of lenses, then we can embrace the lessons that are in the times when I tried this venture and it didn't work.
Right.
Okay, that's fine. It didn't work.
Absolutely.
What did you learn from it?
Right.
And what can you do to kind of use that as a launching pad for next time?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we tell her change is the only constant. Keep moving forward. So.
And sometimes, we tell her, when she falls, I hold up my hand and say, sometimes you fall, but that's okay, because you just take a deep breath and get back up again.
Right.
And then we get back up and keep going.
I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, so we have about 1 minute left. Talk to us about how, give us information about the Community Connection and what's the next event that's coming up, so that people can find out more about you, come out and meet you guys in person.
Absolutely.
Find out what a delight they really are. And Tamrah has my woman card, so I don't really know what I'm going to be like going forward. But
come and bake with me. We'll work on it.
I will take you up on that offer.
Sounds
so
good.
talk to us about the Community Connection. First and foremost, where can we find you?
You can just give us a call. Our phone number is 619-944-4911. That's my number. And my wife's number is 714-989-3405.
And you can find us on Facebook at the Community Connection, and on Instagram. I think we have one coming up, but also our website, the communityconnection.com.
Communityconnection.us.
I'm sorry, communityconnection.us. And you can find us on Facebook and on the web, and we'll be most definitely calling you back or texting you back and allowing you to speak your mind. Let us know what we could change or what we could add to it, and we're here to share any of your and all of your events. We also have an event coming up on March the 25th, and it'll be it's called Power. It's put on by the Young Black and in Business, and it's by Roosevelt Williams III. Please feel free to go on our Facebook page and like and comment on that event. We also have vendor tables that are for free, absolutely for free. So please follow through, and we'll see you there on the 25th.
So this young business, is this young chronologically or young at heart?
Both. It's
Okay.
actually both, yeah.
Okay.
So it's open to the Black and African American community, and we would want you to be there. If you're an entrepreneur, there are tables available for you that are free. So please, we're going to post the information on this Facebook video. We also have another event coming up put on by Economic Development Ministry.
Yes.
And we're going to go ahead and post that event. It's in April, so you still have a little time to RSVP to that one. But that is event is going to help you take your business to the next level.
Absolutely.
And there's mentors there that you need. That if you need mentors, then there are mentors there available for you.
And funding.
And
Absolutely.
funding as well, too.
Absolutely.
So we're going to post that information as well.
Awesome. So for my entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, artists, whatever the case may be, you no longer have an excuse. If you want information, the information is right here for you through the Community Connection. Definitely make sure that you mark your calendars for March 25th. We have the Power Connection coming up. Young, Black, and in Business.
Yep.
And so that's young chronologically as well as young at heart. And then the Economic Development Ministry will be having their event in April. And so we're going to find out about taking your business to the next level financially, because it's great to have a dream, but if you don't know how to manage money, your dream is probably not going to go very far.
Yeah.
It's almost like a car without gas. You can only go for so long. So make sure you check that information out. If you have any questions about the Community Connection, you can reach them directly on Facebook by the same name, or on Instagram. Or if you just want to segue that information through us, reach out to us at the Simone Edwards Show, and we'll get that information to them. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your time, and we will see you next Saturday here on the Simone Edwards Show. It'll be the first Saturday in March, and so that is our youth and young adult spotlight, and we have a great guest in store for you. Look for more information coming in the week. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Bye-bye.